Wadaka daka do. Nate, did you decide how you wanted to come in? Okay. Yeah, so we will start out. You will you get a chance to introduce your characters. Give your description. Um, you'll have met each other at points just throughout the war, just due to your positions, but mm, they would know that there's a new person. They may have heard of you. True story. Mm-hmm. All right, friends, welcome in to the Bryn Ardwell Tales, a special birth D&D session for friend Tyler. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
All right, so today's session, like I said, is a little bit different. We are going to be going back in time into the far-flung history of the Bryn Ardwell world, to the legendary, sort of referenced Dragon Wars. Now, where we left our party last time was in the village of Surande, having done some avenging, some laying to rest. And as you gathered at the inn that night, a strange newcomer sits down, glass in hand, opens a very large book. A cat curls around their feet. Who wants to hear a tale, friends? Dragons, war, deeds
That
unknown.
Dragon's would have perked up. I'm in.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
And Kane begins to tell a tale of the ancient dragon war. There were 4 champions of the dragons. Each dragon had their own champion, but this is just about 4 of them. They were all given orders by their dragons to meet each other for a special mission in hopes to try and end the war, which had been raging for 10 years. What they thought was at first just minor uprisings by some cultists grew. Conflicts escalated, people were hurt. For years, the war had raged. But now, there was perhaps a a last-ditch effort to prevent the evil dragon goddess Tiamat from being summoned into the world. It would surely cause a great amount of destruction. So we meet our heroes near the Zagash Mountains, which in those days ranged much farther, much higher than they do now. The plains had been rolling hills. Civilization, cities towered in the sky. Those that have been there now know that there's not a whole lot down there, except for some ruins. And of course, the mysterious Tower of Kaelm, sitting off the coast, which was, in its day, much farther out into the sea. The tower sat in a forest, not on a small island. We'll get there. We meet our four heroes, standing under a cloudy, rainy sky. Who would like to introduce their character first? You are meeting in an open area.
I'll go. Tereya's pretty freaking obvious. Large, full plate armor. The red hair. The red hair that is always in a braid. Green eyes, elf. Very tidy, very neat. Like, you can tell by looking at her armor that no, that's always where the belt pouch goes. There's a shiny spot under that. She's very organized. And likely is already going through the list of shit we'll need.
I love it.
She
Who's
does not
next?
have much time for what she views as nonsense. I volunteer blue.
I want to know about blue too.
As I'm dealing with dogs at the same time. I told you. It's
You have a
children.
familiar, okay?
I have
duly noted.
six of them, okay? One of them is sitting here looking at me longingly because I have cheese. We're in an open space, right? It's an outside open space.
Yep.
Do we got trees? Are there trees?
None very close.
No trees. Oh, that's mean.
You are
We
out
love
in
trees.
like there's trees near, just not right by where you're at. You were instructed to land like at a specific point.
All right.
And await
Well,
your companions.
all right. Well, yeah. I think in that specific spot that has been stated by said person in charge.
The dragon.
Red Fire Daddy. There we go. So my hell would be sitting just like crisscross applesauce, like chilling in the spot, but and like they have their kind of hands in their lap, and you see they have like a carpenter's tool, and they're carving like this piece of like cherry wood, and it's like a little figurine that they're making, and there's like no face or anything, but like completely focused on this figurine. And it's just completely enamored, but just chilling, not really. They look aloof, but they're not aloof, but they're just chilling, just waiting, carving, making toys. Oh, and to the side of them, you would probably see like a 3-dragon anti-set to the side of them. Not sure why that's just randomly out, but they might just be making extra, pieces for the game just in case they get lost because a certain child keeps sticking things in their mouths. Somehow pieces and parts of my set keep missing. And, this is carving some tools. It's just making little incisions and stuff. But it's like, it looks like they have no idea. Like, it looks like they would not know what they're doing, but they're doing it pretty skillfully. They've been doing it for quite some time now. They kind of old, very old. But yeah, just...
God, am I about to be the baby?
You might be. I mean, astral elves live for a pretty long time, so... It's a little old. But yeah, just chilling, trying to get this right. When they're switching now from cherrywood on over to some peachwood right now, but it doesn't look like they're making a figurine with the peachwood. It almost looks like they're making a tiny little weapon for the tiny little figurine. Huh.
Yeah, Treya would probably recognize. Okay, yeah. That's what's going on. Oh wait, right here, like a little bit away. Not interrupting. Waiting for everybody else to show up.
You're very distracted by what Stu's doing, so I'm looking at that being like, hey, that's fantastic.
Hi, Patch!
Mahara would be wandering in, probably finding something to lean up against, or is probably already like sitting on the ground at the side just waiting for people. He is fucking massive. He's 6'7". As he kind of sits up, he has dark grey skin, platinum blonde hair, and has very like bright golden eyes. He also has a bunch of stitches that go across his face, his neck and his arms, as well as like a bunch of tattoos that are broken up by the stitches. Covered in like chains and things that are clanging when he stands up. And one of the most noticeable things about him, aside from the stitches, is the fact that he has a fucking massive scythe. It stands almost as tall as him. That juts out and then is kind of like a weird little zigzag before going off into a like point at the bottom.
Just excuse me, Treya, as you walk up, would have looked up, realized you were about to sit on the ground, went, sec. Opens a portable hole, reaches straight down in, pulls up a chest. Plump. Have a seat.
He'll still sit on the ground, but use that to lean back against it. As he flicks off a belt from his side, pops open the cap from it as the bottle starts to smoke, pulls it to his lips and inhales before putting the cork back, leaning his head back and just blowing up a big plume of smoke.
Oh, I'm starting to see why I was chosen for this. I have all of the stuff.
Got stuff on me.
I am the
That's nice.
supplies. Do you have any of your own food?
I can get by.
As you're talking, you hear up in the sky, sounds like giant wings beating. Getting closer and closer. And like, if you guys look up in the sky, you can see like the bottom of something that almost looks wooden kind of come through the clouds, but it's gone again. Then flapping. And then you finally see it like break through the clouds and like some lightning and thunder kind of strikes through as the clouds separate. And you can just hear like a bunch of dudes yelling, like, "Pull here, avast! Turner, anchors!" And like a few like metal anchors kind of hit down and like drag on the ground to kind of slow the ship down, and you see it has like gigantic white plumish wings that match the same color of its sails above. And like the ship's like very dark wood and white, and like sitting in front of it, you see like a dude with a giant cat hat on, just kind of laughing as it spins and curves in. The wings kind of do a giant flap and like hold up and catch the air as the ship lands, and then underneath it comes almost like some chicken feet, almost like Baba Yaga's house, but on a ship, as it kind of like crawls towards you, this giant ship, and then like it goes down and kind of puts its wings under it like a chicken going onto a nest. And like you see like some crew members on the sides going about their day, and off the ship jumps a human man, old, with a beard, eye patch, peg leg, with a parrot on his shoulder coming down some ropes, and just laughing. Har, 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 well, I suppose you must be the other three champions. Old one's gone now. I'm Captain Erwin J. Theodrone, champion of the Great Blue. Happy to make your acquaintance. And like some of the other crew members you see like waving up above. And like on the side of the ship, you see on the name the Scrimshaw Palace.
All right.
I was told to meet you landlubbers here. Well, welcome aboard! And like some ropes like come down for you guys. And then I like step on my rope. I'm not going to climb onto my own ship. And you see like dudes just like pulling up a rope and like angling me up as I'm just smiling. I'm like rigging you guys on.
Well done.
Rhea very carefully puts the chest back in the portable hole where it goes.
I immediately forgot to do the voice, so I guess I'm starting that from now. Mahara will kind of jump up, start climbing up the rope. Lean down a hand for, I forgot the name, sorry, Sifi, what is it?
Rhea.
Taraya, thank you. For Taraya.
Yeah, she's in full plate. I'm guessing the crew has been around, looks at it and goes, "Oh, it's her, yeah, Paul." She's gonna bring us new food.
Like they see you and they like a little elevator thing lowers down, like on some pulleys and stuff. Like as you are like halfway climbing up, and like it just kind of lands for you.
Yep, I sit on my swing. I go up.
I grew up the happy crew members.
Get up, open the portable hole, start bringing out. Okay, there's the new barrel of jerky. Here's some more.
They're very
Here's
happy
the barrel
to get
of preserved food. These are the vegetables. These are the fruits.
But where's the
She
rum?
resupplies this. It is in the back left where it belongs for the time being. That is nighttime, not mornings.
From the smell, some of the crew disagree. Captain Irwin's pretty sober right now, though. Like, the correct amount of sober to be a pirate captain. Which isn't none.
This is true.
Yeah. Like... Blue. Are you still building toys, or have you noticed the pirate ship at all?
Probably noticed the pirate ship. I was told not to move, so I'm not gonna move. He gets hyper-focused on a lot of things.
I'm gonna turn to my parrot and say, "Can you go get that one?"
How big is this parrot?
It's if you mixed a parrot with like, do you know what a harpy eagle is?
Yes.
Like
Before just
that
these.
beak is made for cracking nuts, but it could crack your head probably if it wants to.
I don't know if it could really break through.
Well, I don't think that's going to be its first line of attack. I'm just telling Kevin, hey Kevin, what's my parrot do?
It's
And how
flap.
is this
Like
parrot?
You see it flap off of the captain's shoulder and kind of soar down in front of you, and it just goes, all aboard.
Cool. I'm supposed to ride a parrot, I guess. Alright.
All
Well, I
aboard.
was gonna, like, jump up, but yeah, totally just jump, no pushing up, just jump straight on up, and it's like, alright, let me, yeah. Put everything in their bag, and, like, they put it over their shoulder, they're like, so do I, like, is it like a horse? How do I, whoa. You just, how am I supposed to ride you? Like, do I just,
The bird jumps up into the air and flaps over towards one of the ropes hanging up the boat.
how long are these ropes again? How long are they? Like,
Yeah, Kevin, how tall are sailing ships in the
how
17th century?
That's a great question. Let's say it's at least 20 feet.
20 feet straight up?
Yep.
You know what? You might be able to jump that high. Just a little bit. Just, it might. Should I roll acrobatics for that?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope he can. I would think so with how I've made this very beautiful monk. I'm not even going to look at the roll. Let's see what we get. We got, there you go. I guess I crit on that jumping thing. Yeah.
Damn. First roll
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. So I guess we don't need ropes when we can jump.
You grab a hold of this rope and just like, yeah, that's not necessary. And you just kind of like, in just one swift movement, like coil yourself kind of together, jump up, taking the rope up with you, coiling it into a circle as you just arc all the way up, flipping up and around, landing perfectly on the railing. Rope falling at your feet in a circle, exactly in line with the rest of the ropes that have been brought up so far.
I'm imagining
And
this
it crawled on the way up.
I'm imagining this right in front of my parrot who is standing next to the rope. Is like, what? Like, that seems a lot.
Whoa. Saves you the trip.
Yeah.
I need some exercise. I was
Well,
sitting. I'm gonna go,
Extra.
well, yeah.
Did a mean roll a 20? Just
We're on the deck, right?
Yep.
Of the ship. Is there a mast up high?
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah.
Yeah. He's slowly gonna climb that and go sit up there.
There are like 3 masts on this ship.
All right.
The main one being
We're gonna
about
pick whichever one.
30 feet up in the air.
And
Yeah,
I
I
would
think
have
we can
instructed
do
the crew like to let these people like just they're guests. So
Yep. I'm gonna go up there, but I'll do it the normal way, and I'll just climb. You'll see, like, Mayo, like, put their, like, their back was kind of like slung over their chest. They're gonna just like put the strap in their mouth and just grapple the sides and just kind of climb up. And yeah, straight up Mulan status, but without the scarf. That's how it's working. And totally at the top, like sitting up there, and yep,
There's a monkey up there.
covered wood. That's cool. The monkey can hold the knife sometimes, not all the time.
The monkey already has its own knife. Like shows you. It's like thank you, but yeah, thank you.
As a person who knows too much about ships, how tiny is this ship to only have a 30-foot mast? Because we're talking like 150 feet is kind of normal.
Okay, then it's that tall.
Okay, there we go. Because my brain was panicking.
Yeah,
this ship. I can jump that. I don't think I can jump that.
Okay.
Also, heavily magicked.
Super magic. Got it.
And you can see that on the ship there are...
First, before they magicked it.
On either side, you can see that there are, like, 2 decks of cannons. And the prow is the massive open maw of a dragon as well. And you can see that there are cannons inside that dragon's mouth. Kind of wandering around, it looks like there are 4 cannon barrels set up on like a rotating rig.
Are the cannons dragon cannons too? I'm thinking like Quinn Empire dragon cannons, but without the turtle shell, it has a dragon shell. That's where my brain went. So I'm trying to think if that's like Gatling rotation. Okay.
Yeah, it's during Gatling rotation.
Yep.
Okay.
That'd be standard.
And just kind of looking over, you can see that they are obviously enchanted. One has like a greenish tint. One is red. One is white. One is a vibrant blue and yellow, like with yellow streaks shot through it. Capable of dealing different types of elemental damage. Set around on the deck, you see scorpions and ballistas and net launchers. There's rows of firearms scattered around, boarding axes. This is a warship.
I'll make a point to welcome Tyler and Jackie aboard. I will see that one go and climb up. And I've worked with a lot of that ones. So, like, it's fine. Like, I saw them jump on my ship. I know they're good at what we need to do. And then I will welcome the 2 of you aboard into my quarters, for a drink and a meal. I mean, we're meeting champions. There must be pomp and circumstances because we're very important people. And you can tell I think that by my cool pirate jacket. It is long to the floor. My hat is very big. Like, I enjoy all that this entails, and I'm not ashamed to show. And I like clink in with my peg leg, and I tell the pirate, well, go invite that one, you lazy bird. Yeah, I welcome you aboard into my quarters.
For anybody watching that is not as familiar with ships, if you look up like the USS Constitution or the USS Pennsylvania, the sailing ship version, that will give you an idea as to what this looks like. Thank you.
Sweet.
Okay.
The parrot flies back up to you, lands on the edge of the crow's nest, and just kind of squawks. Ah! Dinner! Ah! Flies back down.
I was gonna like watch the bird fly down and like looks at the fact that they have like all this wood and then they're back, and then they're like, all right, puts everything back in the bag. And this time, we're going to do a daring acrobatic feat. How high is this? 150 feet high.
Mm-hmm.
How long is our ropes that we have?
Oh, there's all sorts of ropes.
Oh, there's ropes.
Yeah, I mean, there's
And rigging. Oh, all sorts of rigging.
We're just gonna do a quick little jump off the top of the mast and then grab onto a rope and kind of swing down like a happy little monkey and then land on the ground.
You know who was right behind you doing the same thing?
Probably the monkey.
A happy little monkey. But
Yep.
the monkey thinks he's doing it like a happy little you.
You know what? I think I might be friends with this happy little monkey already. I think we gotta did a good job on that one.
And the monkey like has its dagger like in its mouth, and then there's another dagger that the monkey has like its tail wrapped around. It's 2 daggers now. Is it your dagger? Who knows? Did he steal one of your daggers? Who knows? He might. He seems shady.
Mayo's gonna look over to the little monkey and be like, good form. Very, very, very good form. And then, of course, follow after the parent giant bird eagle, murder bird, that said it's time to go eat that whole food thing, just like they do sleep. Why? But yeah, this is gonna do that. And then look around. The dinner is in the captain's quarters?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Alright, yeah. So I guess Maya follows the bird in there and is kind of standing in the doorway, but is happy to not be the only giant tall person, because Maya is like 6'7". So tall people unite.
Yeah,
So,
we can look each other in the eyes. Yeah, we're the same height, unintentionally.
And then, this is.
Here, I thought me picking like 5'10" was gonna be tall. Nope, I'm a baby.
It's okay.
No, we like them tall.
We like a tall.
Tall.
Is there a little nook, like a little book nook in the quarters of the captain? Like with a window?
Yeah, probably. Like, I like to
Alright.
look at the sea.
Gonna go sit on the book nook, start looking through the books, the titles, and then starts carving again. Yeah. Yep.
And there's like a table set. Like the table and chairs are like strapped down, like nailed in and stuff, so they don't move around. And there looks to be some like a roasted pig there. Also like pretty good fresh vegetables and stuff. Like I gotta show off. Like, welcome to my ship. Let me feed you. Let me water you. We're working together. I promise you're safe aboard my ship. I've told the crew to let you air. And like also seated like on the ship is guy who knows more about the. I'm gonna say 3 tieflings. Like that look like just there, kind of sitting there. Like this is some officers. They have some of the because I don't know what the quest is, Kevin. There's some of the paperwork. Yeah, there's some of the paperwork involved. Yeah.
You would notice that there is a 5th spot set at the table. You were only told about 4. And as you're kind of milling about, you see sitting at the table a figure dressed in silver jewelry, silver rings, hair pulled back into a long silver queue. Hard to tell their age. And they're just kind of picking at some of the food, just kind of observing you all.
Would this be someone Terea recognizes?
It would be. You have met this being before. They occasionally visit your master, Kuzuranam, the great gold dragon. You would recognize this as Argentus, the great silver.
That like the actual Great Silver Dragon, not a representative of.
Not an emissary of.
Mhm.
When Terea notices this, hello. And all of you realize that Terea just stood up perfectly straight, is like soldier standing in a line all of a sudden. Any ounce of relaxed that she had just disappeared. How are you? Uh, is there something you need from us, or are you here to further explain the mission, sir?
Could you pass the mustard?
Of course.
Thank you. Pork is excellent.
Thank the chef, which is incidentally another tiefling.
If you wouldn't mind, could you perhaps pass that wine bottle as well?
I'm not going to pass some shit on my own ship.
Very well.
If
And you see
Terea is
just-
the one who needs to reach over and like just, she will do.
He pours a glass, then pours a glass for the rest of you. Please, sit down. We have something to discuss.
Terea casually just pop, breastplate down. Don't wear that at the dinner
Honestly.
table.
Just sitting casually as possible, actually like leaning back in the chair like this, just like picks up the drink and is just kind of sipping from it. Scythe back in the corner, nodding at
Terea
everything that's
knows that
happening.
if she does not behave perfectly, it will get back to her dragon dad, and she does not want that.
Fair.
She is very much dragon dad's perfect little girl. She wants to behave properly.
Amazing.
You guys probably
For more
all know
food to
that
the
the gold
giants.
dragon is also, the dragon of order.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Explains why she is what she is.
You get an extra helping of food. I mean, there's plenty of food, but like they make sure to offer you some like pie and cake too. And it comes out later. It's sourdough. You see like a tiefling looking kind of from like under below decks to see if you guys eating it. Make sure, and like when he sees the silver dragon like saying the pork's good, he's like, yes.
No, sit down, all of you, please.
When the bottle of wine, which is normally only 6 glasses, does empty, Trick quietly opens the portable hole. Reach! Pulls out one that, she just has, because when you work for a gold dragon, there's occasionally fancy dinner parties because we felt like it. So she just pre-preps for that. She has a host gift.
Sweet. This is
She has
This is as fancy as pirates get. You guys hear like members of the crew like singing underneath the decks too, who have found the rum. Like
Excuse me.
nice pirate shanties. All right then. Why are we here?
As you know, the war has not been going well for our side. In our pride, we perhaps initially wrote things off as just isolated uprisings. Took some time for us to realize what was actually happening. And that the cultists were intent on bringing Tiamat into the world. There were a surprising number of defections from our sides. Some of those particularly stung. We faced several losses in several battles in the last few years, and they seem to be getting closer and closer to their goal. And unfortunately, it seems imminent that they may actually be able to bring Tiamat into our world, which would certainly be catastrophic.
Quick question. Do we know the name Evneda? Evneda? Evneda?
Mm-hmm. You would know him as a recently revealed traitor.
Okay.
A Phalloid
As
lord
this
who
is
had
going
joined
on.
your cause.
Oh.
Often seeming to be present at fortuitous times, arriving just in time to prevent an ambush, saving one group and
Mm-hmm.
leading others to safety. He had worked his
Bryn
way.
takes the bottle of wine back off the table. Out comes the very nice brandy.
He had been able to work his
Just
way not entirely into the inner circle because, well, dragons, but to a trusted position.
Damn turncloaks. If you're gonna stab a man, stab him in the front. Unless you're trying to be stealthy, then you should stab him in the back. Where do you want us to stab him?
Mahara would have a special knowledge of Abnera. Mortanus, your master, is known to have a great hatred for the undead and those who seek to become undead, like liches. After the betrayal, it became evident that his goal was along those lines, unnaturally prolonging his life.
I just think Mahara just never liked him. Just had a little bit of a
Just,
I don't know,
there's
just
always, yeah. Like you knew
always the nick
something.
of time is
Yeah, I never liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I knew it when it happened. No,
I mean, I thought he was fun, but I mean, he's a phase.
ain't true.
I never really liked him. Are you still over there in my window, whittling on wood?
Yeah,
Do you want some like
always
cool?
whittling away.
Always whittling away. I love it. Do you
I
like
mean-
want some cool driftwood?
Yeah. If it's okay, like if you don't need it, I'll take it.
Nah, man. I'm
Taria
if you're
will
gonna
have-
use it, I just want you to use it. You know.
I mean, do you want me to make you something? Like, I'm pretty good at this. It's kind of a family thing.
I would be honored if you make me something. Could you make me a small little copy of my ship?
Do, I mean, do you want it to fly or do you not want it to fly?
It doesn't really have to fly in real life unless you could like make the small copy of my ship fly that would be bonkers, and I will get you whatever wood you need to make that happen.
I mean, I really need gears for that, but I might have some of my tools. Okay, yeah. You want it made out of driftwood?
And whalebone. Could you work with some whalebone?
Yeah. I think so. We don't have whales, but yeah, I can work with a whale. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Make it happen.
Got it.
Drea, during that exchange, has quietly set up a plate that is essentially everything is down to quick, bite-sized pieces to set next to the person whittling. That way they can eat without like interrupting themselves too much.
Niall's gonna like look over, like look at food, look back at the person who gave him food, like nod, and then like go back to like looking at this whalebone, like full on like examination, like trying to find the best spots to whittle to begin this airship, and also thinking of how to make like little gears and tinkering stuff out of bone, or if it has to be made out of wood. Yep, we're gonna make it fly. Yep. Yep.
The monkey, for what he's worth, brings out a bunch of gears and stuff that he's stolen from different things along the years.
Is the monkey like offering these?
The monkey thinks it'd be pretty metal to have a flying ship around to like chase around. The monkey's like imagining like sicking it on people. I don't know if that'll work, but yeah, like I said, it's a shady monkey. Like if you need something, I don't even know where he gets some of the stuff he has.
I mean, what if like I made it big enough, like I make a small version to attack people with, and like a version that's big enough for the monkey to fit inside?
That is a 10 out of 10, and even I am down for
Yeah.
that.
The monkey,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
the monkey is like kind of all wide eyed right now, like in blue screen of death. Like a lot is loading, and it's just like good happy emotions, and you hear like the monkey like puts down a piece of paper and a pencil with a list of shit you need, and he will get it for you. He knows people.
There's just a single tear running down its cheek.
The parrot who is sitting like on the back of my chair, like its parrot claws like wrapped around something, and I keep like giving it like nuts and fruit. Like sees that like someone's encouraging the monkey, who the parrot is just over. Like
You hear, fucking great.
yeah.
So we know who's getting chased.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
I mean,
The monkey does have like its little own table that it like kind of scoots over to where you're working on the wood, where it's like eating its things too. It has like a tiny little Cornish game hen that looks like a big like turkey to the monkey, who
That's
is
adorable.
just
that is adorable.
enthralled with the monkey's new best friend.
Yeah, I think Mayo would like look at the paper that the monkey had and like write down everything, but also like draw like little caricatures of like what he's thinking it's going to look like. So there's like the little sack of plane and then the monkey in the plane, but also like to the side, like you see him like looking at the giant parrot harpy eagle, and also like designing like wing add-ons and claw add-ons. Because I mean, if they're gonna fight, they gotta be able to defend themselves, right? So I mean, I can do it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. World War, parrot, monkey. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're at war anyway. This is fine.
Yeah. Parrot is not stoked.
I mean, the bird doesn't know he's gonna get extra claw and wing attachments yet. I mean, I'd be pretty stoked to learn that myself. Just say.
If I like hop over to the other side of my chair and look. Oh, wait, what? It's like one wing is flapping excitedly.
We've
Like, puts
gotten
it
way
down,
off
like,
track,
Yeah, we have. Sorry.
and we do have a limited amount of time. So hey, we should fix that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Silver Dragon.
So are we looking for Evnera? Finally getting to hunt the bastard down.
No, I wish that were so.
I mean, it can be a later date. We'll get there. I'm sure.
I believe he is currently in the heart of their army, trying to arrange the ritual that will bring them victory.
Mm-hmm.
However, we've recently received a message from the Archmage Kaelm. Seems he's been working on some type of a weapon these past few years, after locking himself in his tower.
Well, that's why he locked himself in, wasn't it?
We didn't entirely know. He cut off communication a bit, and also had put several enchantments around the tower that prevented us from approaching it. Dragons specifically, it seems.
Okay.
After the death of his wife, he, well, may have gone a bit mad. But he's reached out to us today to tell us that he has a weapon that will end the war.
Hmm. Big-brained bastard. Good on him. When do we get to go see him?
Oh, as absolutely soon as possible. Apparently, other people are aware of this as well. Ones who are not nearly so friendly.
Which is why we need to get there quickly. Hence, airship.
There are also a number of creatures apparently surrounding his tower.
Oh, fun.
They've
Guessing we're gonna have to fight our way in.
most likely, yes. The
Well, we
reports
can
we've gotten is that
definitely-
there are dragons in the skies, and a number of creatures on the ground surrounding the tower.
I'm going to hazard a guess that it is those that are non-friendly to us in the sky around him.
We have some of our forces moving in to try hopefully combat them, unfortunately. They're not there yet. They may arrive roughly when we do. Seems that Avnera's information network has aided him again in getting the jump on things. I do not know who commands their forces. We will unfortunately have to wait until we get there. What I would like you to do is whatever is necessary to get into Kaelm's tower and aid him in firing that weapon.
Is that ever necessary, huh? I like that. We met Kalen before.
You all would have been familiar with him in one degree or another. Maybe not the captain, but
Because I have scrying. Wondering if I could try and get a look at the situation.
Sure.
I
Before
don't
we
know if
actually
it.
arrive at that?
Yeah, because
Whose group would he have mostly been a part of? Which dragon is he with?
yeah, it's also a good question.
He didn't associate with one dragon over the other. He was a very powerful mage. You had seen him with the gold dragons. You had seen him with the red, the blue, the greens, the blacks, the whites, silvers. And you recall his voice being one of the ones early on that
Okay, so
was
he is a free agent.
trying to urge more proactive measures, trying to take things seriously in the early days of the war. And then 5 years ago or so, there was an attack that happened, and his wife was one of the casualties. And after that, he had locked himself away. The occasional message would come out. You know, he was like tracking a large number of supplies, getting a large number of supplies for all manner of enchantments, magical experiments. Um, no one was really aware as to what his plans were.
But everybody knew he was a man with a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Wizard stuff.
Mira, of course, knew that that would have been viewed as a danger.
You would know that Kazura Nam had
When
sent
you kill somebody's favorite person, you are going to have problems.
Kazura Nam would have sent several of their representatives to the tower, hoping to speak to him, just to check on him. Some were occasionally allowed
So
in,
I may
most were
have
not.
already approached her at some point.
You had probably arrived at one point, but were turned away. More and more of those emissaries were turned away in the last few years. Mahara would know that there was something of a falling out between Kaelm and Mortanis. In his grief, he arrived at the Black's lair and alternately begging and demanding his wife be brought back. But due to the nature of the attack, it was not possible. Mahale would know that Kaelm often would associate with the Reds, just as far as the creative aspects. Wanting to come up with new ideas, new spells, new techniques, constantly seeking to innovate and improve on things that had already been done. Captain Edwin probably not interacted with him. You've heard of him, but
Wizard stuff.
yep.
What you've heard is crazy dude in a tower.
crazy dude in the ship, so like I get it, but you know, we live different lives.
Mm-hmm.
His wife died. Oh shit.
And suddenly, why he is the crazy guy in the tower is.
Yeah, yeah. So you want us to fly to the tower through dragons in the sky and creatures on land and who knows what other fey bullshittery and traps. Get in through however means necessary and fire off the weapon.
That is correct, yes.
Can be done. I think it would be wise for us to fly up high in the sky to the tower to avoid the ground forces altogether, if that's what you want us to do.
I can move the orb away from Kalen like 10 feet. So I'm kind of hoping he's near a window. But because I have met him, I think, or I know, would I have met him or be familiar with him? Because that changes the DC save.
You probably would have met him.
Mm-hmm.
You'd also be somewhat familiar with the tower.
Okay.
You would know
'Cause,
that
I think it's only a creature.
It is a particular creature. Yeah. You would know that previous scrying attempts had always been blocked. It was worth a
But he's got
try.
a new set of crap on his front porch.
Mm. I mean, I'm
Worst
willing to
case,
give it a
it
shot
doesn't
at
work.
least. Yeah. Best case, we get an idea of the scenario. I'm
Yeah.
still willing to spend a fifth on it.
Cool.
Yeah. So it means the DC for him, it's a wisdom saving throw, is 25 because I've met him.
Well, one's
Sorry.
not gonna do it.
Think so either. Oh,
That's
buddy,
awesome.
those fucking roll 20 dice.
Ah. I think he would know.
Mahada's
Either
magic
way.
has a very particular aura. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think he would like. It's courtesy sometimes to like sound a chime or something like that. He would know it was you, let you in.
Okay.
And you're able to see piles and piles of books and materials just scattered around his workshop. You see him standing out at the top of the tower, just looking down. You kind of move that orb to get a view. There are hundreds, thousands maybe, of undead creatures clawing at each other, trying to get to the tower. You can see them kind of battering themselves against a shield. But just due to the sheer volume, you see that shield occasionally flicker. And as you watch for a few minutes, those flickers become stronger and more frequent.
So we need to hurry the fuck up.
And you can see a number of dragons of all colors soaring in the skies above. None of them seem to be able to get that close to the tower itself. He at least still has some of that enchantment active, preventing dragons from landing or approaching the tower itself.
Because of our connection to our dragons being champions, do
Mhm.
we have, like, any kind of innate connection to dragons themselves of our own color? Like, if there's a black dragon up there, is there a way that Mahara can communicate with that, or because of the circumstances, it just seems completely unlikely?
You get a few familiar kind of twinges, and dragons from all of the flights have switched sides at varying points. Um,
Mhm.
Looking around, you can see that, yeah, there's probably a couple blacks up there.
Okay.
And it generally seems to be the younger dragons.
Okay. Roughly how far away are we? Like, do we know a time estimate? Does the captain know how far away we can be? How quick this boat can sail?
Gonna say if it's more than 4 hours, we're all gonna trance and go in fresh.
Oh, absolutely. Or if we need to get there quicker, I can teleport us there. I'm a wizard.
I'd rather have the ship there to provide cover fire.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's a lot of undead. Like, we can teleport there, and I'm sure we'd go out in a blaze of glory, but I think a chance for success.
Fire,
Yeah, I got
the firepower of the ship is.
Yeah, you would be able to trance and recover spell slots, get that rest in, since most of you are elven. Um, the trip wouldn't take 4 hours. You think it would probably take 1, maybe 2, depending on how much resistance you're facing. The captain is very confident that his ship is very fast.
I mean, you don't want to be slow when doing illegal shit.
Good point.
See, he has its own code. Illegal is a construct.
There is somebody who would happily stab you for what you're doing. You want to avoid that.
Mhm.
And Terea being from, the Order domain, seems really chill about being on your ship. So she clearly understands that, yeah, Order's a thing, but sometimes you need some chaos.
And this ship is fairly orderly for a pirate ship, you know? Like, there's degrees of these things. The
Mhm.
crew seem to be doing their jobs. And, like, I tell someone to get the crew, like, ready for battle. So, like, everyone's moving around. It might take an hour to get there, but I think it would be good for everyone to do whatever battle preparations are necessary before we fly into it.
Oh yeah, definitely, like, have everything ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure
Batten
everybody's
down
up.
the hatches, swab the poop deck, all those things.
You start making preparations. And you see that, like he said, for a pirate ship, when there is business to be done, they are orderly, they are efficient. You see some of the men kind of quickly sober up from their cups, set about grabbing supplies, making sure weapons are readied, weapons are accounted for.
Yeah, because if that shield is failing, as much as I would like the 4 hours for him to be able to trance, if we can't, we can't. It's gonna suck to be down that spell slot, but
You would think you would have time to rest.
Yeah.
okay.
Ah,
As Mahara
really
kind of
rely on
continued
spells
to
sometimes.
scry a bit, he could see that the tower's defenses are still active. You can see different arcane energies being fired off from spell-stored weapons mounted on the tower. At one point, you see what looks to be a hole open up underneath a group of undead and just swallow them. You feel confident that you would be able to rest, prepare, and then make your run.
Okay, so hope 1 is we can get in through the air and drop down as close as we can to the door and go in. Plan B is we get as close as we can and get dropped onto the ground and we do the struggle bus run.
Yeah.
I suggest everybody be very well prepared for Plan B.
And if we crash
Even
it
all of
down
these
right next to
undead
the...
outside. Sorry, go for it.
No, what were you saying?
Leaving all of these undead out there goes against everything that I am. I would very much like to
Oh,
put
we
them all to
take care
rest.
of them after. It's just
Yeah.
weapon 1, them 2.
Okay.
I mean, that's what the undead want you to do, is to spend time fighting them
When there is
Get 'em?
a Tiamat is the bigger uh-oh. You
Very
don't
much
want
so.
Tiamat more than
I have quarters for all of you.
Rest would be good. Thank you for being so accommodating, Captain.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Where is the captain right now? Is he standing or sitting?
I'm sitting at the end of the table in a big high back chair, like rich purple velvet. Like it's a wooden
This is kind of
chair, but
bougie.
like the cushions are purple.
Totally bougie. We love it. We love it. My,
Yeah.
my yell's gonna like hop up again, totally jump it up and like put everything back in their bag and like give the monkey a pound and then like walk up to the captain and like not slap down but like place down a like little ship that was whittled out of whalebone. Is that what you're looking for? But bigger. Right.
This is beautiful.
Cool.
And you see like a big like big gushy tear like appear on the captain's, like a couple of them. Like he is very much touched by this. Makes him very happy. He loves his ship. And this is a tiny version of it, and he loves it just as much. Thank you for your gift. Thank you for the wine you have brought.
Here. You're welcome. I'm gonna go to my room now and go finish this shit. Bye.
Yeah.
Like my yell's gonna like go out to wherever their quarter is and like go back to building because they don't need to sleep at all. Yep. Love that. That whole not needing to sleep thing. Wait, did the monkey
much
fall
does, man.
to their quarters though? Or is the monkey still there?
He's going with you. No, the monkey's just. You seem like a fun friend. Let's see what you're about.
Monkey bottoms, we're here for it. Yeah. Monkey best
Yeah.
friend.
Uh-huh.
Heck yeah.
Before we leave, How do you say the Silver Dragon's name again, sorry?
Argentum.
Oh, that's not the name I have down.
I thought it was Argentus.
Oh. Yes.
I have that.
Oh, yeah.
Retcon that one.
Yep.
Okay.
It means silver in Celtic, I think.
Okay. How do you say that?
Arianwin.
Arianwan, do you have any other information for us? Anything that might prove useful before we go and rest before this battle?
I wish that I did.
We'll do with what we have.
We will delay as best we can. But I fear that if we are not able to fulfill Kelm's plan, then it will simply be a matter of time.
Care to elaborate on that, or...?
TMI.
Okay.
We can't land a decisive
We are-
blow and destroy a large chunk of their forces. I feel the defections will only increase to a point where we will no longer be able to prevent this from happening.
Time to try and end this war.
With many of the defectors being young,
I-
they're going to lack experience. Hopefully that will work in our favor.
Hmm.
Granted, they're probably all still older than me, but
Ever seen a ship body slam a dragon?
I sure fucking hope we're going to find out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Make sure you have something to hold on to.
Fuck yes.
Thank you. Want to join a pirate crew?
Perhaps another time.
Sweet.
I do like your hat.
Thank you. I do. Thank you. I do too.
It is pretty fantastic.
I mean, yar! Thanks, matey.
Admire your dedication. For now, we must retire. Also, I don't imagine I can smoke in here.
Oh,
everybody else has been.
oh yeah.
This is a pirate ship.
Like, yeah.
There is not a no smoking space.
Yeah. Did you bring enough to share?
If you can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
He literally pulls out a bottle.
And then, like, the pirate captain's been like, pretty in control of the situation. So when he sees the bottle and you say something to smoke, you see his head tilt a little bit. Like, huh. Okay, now what?
This is literally the magic item, the ever smoking bottle. So he pops the cap of it, brings it to his
Mhm.
mouth and inhales again before putting the cap on after.
Mhm.
Holds it for a little bit and then just exhales. He's literally just breathing in smoke, and that's it.
Well, it's my ship, and I can't look like a. I'm not going to. Like, do you offer it to me, or
Absolutely.
I look at
Ranks
it?
up, heads out.
All right, do it and put
Is that gonna be a
it on.
Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, Kev. What do you need me to do for inhaling smoke?
Yeah, that'd be a con check.
Okay.
We got some funny little items, so I picked some funny dice and then a bottle that always smokes for him because it seems fun.
I actually tabbed out when I ordered my
Come out
pizza.
after I've just put nail polish on. Wizard things.
Come on. Con.
Nice.
Good.
You don't embarrass yourself in
I'm
front of the
actually kinda
wizards.
like thinking.
Good. I'm pleased to hear that.
You get a nod of respect from Mahara.
And I am not an elf. I'm kind of old. And you guys said you guys don't have to sleep. Like you're happy about it. But I will say, from a human perspective, sleeping is sublime.
Oh, it's
And to
just
dream.
handy.
And to dream is wonderful. But you guys are shown to like nice quarters. They're not like huge or anything, but like private.
Mahara just mumbles like, if I sleep for too long, I think that I'm dead. I'm good.
Okay.
But I'll still go and take a nap to get that further back because it'll be handy. Alright. Okay.
You all make your preparations. Get that last bit of rest in. And at the appointed time, you hear bells ringing on the ship as you are brought awake. The ship is ready to sail. And you set out rapidly. If I can find the token I'm looking for. You see that Arianwen takes his leave and says he has matters of his own to attend to, but he hopes to see you all again in the near future.
Oh, trust
And
me, if I
as,
don't make it, you're gonna hear about it.
and as suddenly as he appeared, he's gone.
Because I'm gonna. My headcanon is that silver and gold kind of try and compete, except they're more like siblings.
I love that.
It is, and they're like their specialties are in different things, but they still want to show the other one up when they can.
But if you go after my little brother's favorite, F you.
Oh, it's on, yeah.
Yeah,
I-
that's my sibling. I can pick on them. You sit down and shut up.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Incredibly. And that's definitely going to be
I can pick on
Kage and Kage and Nisakota too.
Yep, just a little bit. Actually, it's more Kage and Thorn when Thorn has grown up a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
Because
true.
I can see those two out on a hunt, competing.
Oh yeah.
When Thorn
That's a
hits that
very-
right level.
Mm-hmm.
What?
All right, we can take a quick break while I finish up a couple of map things. And then when we come back, we'll see how we're doing. See how close to this tower you can approach. My friends, we will be right back here in a few minutes. Mm-hmm. I'm aware. Mm-hmm. Say Nate's was... Yep. Say Nate's was already. I mean, not saying I have other ideas for other world building we can do. Yeah. Thank you for giving me an excuse to world build. You. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like you have to do the worm as part of the attack. I'm gonna go to the bathroom quick. But yeah, I think it's well, see, if it doesn't specify, then it might just be like the next level of ability. Yeah, I think you'd still have to spend points, but mm, I mean, Midwest conservative. Yeah, I mean, when I was in college, one of our history professors got a call from a lady whose husband had died, and she wanted to give him some of her husband's stuff that she found, like in a kind of hidden cubby hole. Uh, so our yeah, so our African American studies or African American history professor, John Baskerville, great dude. Uh, so he was, yeah, he died a few years ago. Uh, yeah, had yeah, had a Klan robe as a black man because some ladies like, I didn't know any of this. Please get rid of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just don't. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, folks, are you ready? All right, we can jump back in. All righty, folks, we are back, and the group is making their way through the skies, trying to desperately reach the Tower of the Archmage Kaelin in time to unleash a weapon that will hopefully help bring about the close of the Dragon War. As you're flying, you are joined by half a dozen dragons, all colors. A half a dozen more show up, a half a dozen more
Where's the
show
one
up.
she knows?
Some of these you recognize from your own personal flights. Some of them you recognize from having interacted with them before. And as you come over the peak of the Zagash Mountains, you see off in the distance several dragons flying around, some engaged in combat, some not. And you can see on the ground almost like a swarm of ants, creatures beginning to mill about. You see that shield around the tower begin to light up more and more often, flickering, fading in earnest now. Looks like you were getting there just in time. How do you folks want to approach?
Well, with our goal being to do this as much from the sky as possible, get as close as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Send the dragon down to where the door is while we kind of go in high up. And
Dragons can't. He's got the
That's
ship
right.
up. It's not going to be.
Yeah,
It's not something that can be discriminatory. It's all
that's
dragons are not
true.
dragons, and
Yep. All right.
so it was a nice thought. But they can still provide us cover
Mm-hmm.
as we fly in
Yeah.
to a certain point.
And then, like, wait a second. What's the tower look like, Kev? Is there only one entrance to it?
From what you can tell, there just seems to be one entrance at the base. You can see a couple of different balconies kind of dotting the sides. The tower itself seems to be 200 feet tall.
I feel like we should try to, like, go in through one of the balconies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just go in hot, guns blazing, firing everything, get to one of the balconies, and then we get off on the balcony, and then the ship goes off and joins the dragons and just the battle. Because the undead are still going to have to, like, break in through the door, right, Kev?
Mm-hmm. And you can see blasts of energy coming from the tower itself.
Right, and if the dragons can't get close to the tower, the ship can just fly around and just pepper the undead with cannons, right?
Potentially. And it looks like where the shield was from when Mahara first scryed, it was about 100 feet out. Now it's kind of come back to about 50.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Or do you have any spells or anything that could help us in this?
Oh, I've got plenty of offensive spells once we get close enough.
Oh, good. I love to hear
I have
that.
ones that can get us there.
I
To
like
the
that.
balcony itself. Yeah. It is the 7th.
How close do you have to get us to do that?
No. We can be as far as we want. I can see it. He like looks over the edge, squints his eyes. Yeah, I can see that.
Hmm.
As you're approaching, you can see a few of the dragons off in the distance begin to wheel back, drop into formation, start flying towards you. Some of the dragons escorting you break ahead, flying to meet them.
Cannons. Everything ready?
Excuse me. Sorry. So we go to the balcony, and then get the cannon ready to go. And we come in swinging at the bottom once it's gone off, right? That's the plan.
I want to head straight into this formation of dragons, bash through it, then head towards the tower, leaving them behind.
I like that one too.
And then, like, once we get through it so the ship can start attacking the undead, then you teleport us to the portal. How's that sound? Or not the portal, the thingy. The balcony.
Balcony. I like it.
Think we're going to be able to get onto the balcony, or do you think it's going to be warded? Because let's
There's
be
also
honest,
a possibility.
everything's been warded. So we'll get
If
there.
it's
We'll try and do what we can do, and we'll adjust as needed.
Yep.
You can tell she's real uncomfortable at that adjust as needed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, battle's battle. She wishes there was a black and white structure.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin,
Yes.
can I send my navigator? He's a retired cleric in Karanos out to shoot some lightning at the dragons in front of us
Absolutely.
as some weapons. Okay.
Like you
Karanos
give the
got
call and
authority.
your men move into battle positions.
Like, they know what's
And
what.
And
Yeah.
as soon as I can figure out the lighting, you all get to see what's going on. How do I just show lighting for everything?
I think that's generally what ends up having to happen.
The dragons have changed reality to like a big white nothingness.
Yeah.
What if we're all just some characters in a game?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's breaking the wall.
What's this square around me? Oh, it's gone. Sorry. Oh, nice. Oh boy.
Fourth wall depression.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, easy.
Like, just show the light. What do we want you to do?
Blinded by the light.
Why can't any of you see?
You can see all the things right now.
Oh yeah, I can
It-
see a bunch of
See all
stuff
the
now.
things.
Okay.
That's a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
dragons
Which
there.
one is my character?
And we're in space.
I see nothing but blackness and hollow holes.
Ah,
That's it.
bar.
There we go. Now it's on stream. The air around you swirls with dragons. Some fighting each other. Some trying to land attacks on the ship.
As long as everybody is kind of holding their own, Turia's gonna save spells just in case. But if things start looking dicey, she's gonna start casting.
And everything just fire forward. So like there's just a clear path for the ship to just keep going.
You give the order, and that cannon in the front just spins up. Constant barrages of magical energy firing this huge dragon's mouth. Your men at the sides man the weapons there, trying to fight off dragons that are landing, trying to approach, trying to breathe fire, acid, all manner of destruction upon your ship. You begin taking hits. Make some... Let's see. What are each of you trying to do to help this ship make your destination?
Let me see here. Look at some of my spells real quick, Mr. Kev, if that's okay.
Absolutely. You can choose to make spell attacks. You can choose to use a skill to try to help in some way.
Treya is gonna have anchored herself back here by some rigging, so she has something to hold on to if things get real dicey.
I'm going to cast Freedom of the Waves.
Ooh, that
I
sounds fun.
conjure a deluge of seawater, a 15-foot radius, 10-foot cylinder centered at a point within range. The water takes the form of a tidal wave, a whirlpool, a water sport, or another form of your choice. I'm just doing a block of water shaped like a peg leg, just fucking right onto a dragon's face that's like trying to attack the ship. Ideally, I'm trying to save for when it looks like he's about to do some fire breath.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just smacking him in the face, and he takes each creature in the area must succeed. I'm just hanging on him on a strength saving throw against your spell save DC, or take 2d8 bludgeoning damage and fall prone. You can choose a number of creatures equal to your spellcasting modifier to automatically succeed on the saving throw.
You see a young gold open his mouth, begin to shoot flame at your sails. Your spell goes off.
And mine is, what does it say? 17.
And you see it just like duck under this club of
Oh.
water.
Does he? Just a moment. I have things. Features and traits. I can, what's it called? Improve fate. Another creature that's within 60 feet of you succeeds or fails on a d20. Did he just succeed?
He did.
I can roll 2d4 and apply the total rolled as a bonus or penalty to the d20. Once you use this benefit, you can't use it again until you roll initiative or finish a short or long rest.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yes, subtracting 5 from that make him miss.
That does make him miss.
Yeah.
You see him like try to. You see him try to duck his head underneath that club of water, just as one of your friendly green dragons flies up underneath, just catching him on the chin, knocking his head back up into that wave. You see him begin to cough and sputter as he spins off to try to right himself.
You're knocked prone, fucker.
Rhea, there by the rigging, has one hand holding onto the rigging already because she's just anticipating this. Other hand is out. Ray of Frost, Ray of Frost, Ray of Frost. Slow down. Let's see if that can make it easier for the cannons to hit ya. She's just going after whoever's coming at us.
Make a couple of attack rolls.
Doo-doo.
Your first one, you see a young green trying to streak in, getting ready to try to breathe poison breath on the crew. Just trying to edge away from a white that's chasing after him. Your spell lashes out, and you see it just, its wings slow just for that second, as that white just barrels into it and knocks it off course.
The slowness does last until the start of my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Just an FYI for later.
There's a blue that's kind of...
As for a cantrip, that is not bad damage.
No. You see a blue dragon being chased by a black. Just beginning to pull away from it, and again, your spell lashes out, firing that ray just as the blue does like a barrel roll, just missing it.
Next up.
I'm just gonna cast Blood Tide a few times, standing at like the head of the ship up here, kind of like in this little nook. And any dragons that I see that are going quite quickly, I'm gonna cast that on them because they start bleeding out of their eyes, nose, ears, and mouth. They take penalties. So I'm hoping that from that it will cause some of them to kind of fly into each other to
Okay.
disorient them a bit. Yeah.
Cool.
And that will also make it easier for our cannons to smacky smack smack.
Exactly. Damn. Spell save is 20.
You fire off these spells. First one hits. You see a green dragon get knocked off course. Your second one, a white trying to fly down to rip at your sails, knocked off course again. And then you see a young black dragon. One that you know. You focus all of your energy, and you immediately almost begin to see that blood come out of its eyes. You see it thrash its head around, trying to clear its vision. As it begins to spin out of control, you see it knock into two other dragons, a third, a fourth, all just kind of tumbling down out of the sky.
Somebody nat one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
What
his
is Mahale up to?
So I can't see anything, so I'm looking at the phone. Alright.
Can you see anything?
What's that circle on the floor? I don't know what this is. I really don't know what that is. But that's
that is-
okay.
It's like a compass.
It's like okay.
Like a
Okay, so
giant
we're-
astrolabe.
Okay. That kind of helps a little bit. Okay, so what's the pointy outy thingy that goes straight from it? That's the bow,
Yes.
right? Bow of the ship. Alright. So we're just gonna have our fancy-footed elf friend, they physically like put down his carvings, like literally put him in the bag, and is like muttering to himself like, okay. And he's like on the bow, and I'm not sure what 60 feet is. Now I can see. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hold
Helps
up.
if I assign you the right token.
Oh, I have a token.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that the little person standing on the bow? I don't know who my token is. Anyway, this works. All right, this is. I think that's me. Wait, Rick.
Your
which
token
is
is
me?
standing by the astrolabe, kind of by the ship's wheel.
Right there. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. Measure. Give me a measuring tool real quick. Oh, baby. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, look at that. All right, so we're gonna go for Robin. I do like closer, but I do like further. All right, Rick. I'm gonna let you pick a dragon within range of 60 feet of my little person.
Okay.
And there we go. My little person. Just dragon thing right there. Wow. And they have to pass a dex check of 19. Yeah. I think they take the 15 damage. Let's see. Yeah. They have to take 15. If they fail, they take 15 radiant damage. And they gain no benefit from half or 3/4 cover for the save. Yup. Burn
Well,
them with holy fire.
he does not have a +10 modifier.
Look at that.
You see just a column of flame erupt around this blue dragon.
Hey. That was fun. And then, yeah. Yeah, hold on, how far is this? How far is that? The 65 feet. Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here for now. That's it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I set him on fire.
You see the crew firing off their weapons, trying to clear a path, trying to clear dragons away. The ship is taking hits. You can feel it getting rocked. Breath weapons from time to time, or dragons just slamming into it, trying to rend it with their claws. You're getting closer to the tower. Let's make a... do like a vehicle handling check, but that seems boring.
Of survival.
You want us to do a survival check?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can each roll survival just as you're trying to help your ship make it.
Okay. Well, I think we are surviving. Yep, we're surviving.
Operation Dragon Body Slam.
I apologize in advance.
Don't worry, I got a 10.
I have a +2.
Yeah. We both rolled a 9.
As you're fighting your way towards your
mean-
objective, you notice that, yes, some of the breath weapons do hit. You see small fires start. Small pools of acid begin to eat away. And you're able to watch the crew begin to rush to put out those fires, neutralize the acid, do whatever they can to help that ship, to help your ship survive and move forward. Let's go with another round of attacks.
Nate, you're first in this.
Yeah. I want to initiate Operation Dragon Body Slam.
Okay.
Have Gil stepped up. A giant ogre steps up, strapped like in metal plating with like ropes around him, and suddenly like the ship just kind of stops in midair, flusters its wings out. Some of the dragons are like knocked, and crews knocked back and forth. A lever is pulled, and a bunch of chains kind of wrap around the front of the prow of the ship as it kind of takes a nosedive, and those chicken wings come off, almost like a peregrine falcon going down, like to bust into a dove below it. And then the ogre like jumps off in front of the ship to kind of hit the dragon beforehand and knock it off balance as they find a dragon below to bust through the rest of them to land in at the zombies. Okay. Gonna yell out as loud as I can, like, "Ah!" And all the pirates yell out too in a battle cry. They're busting through waves or busting through dragons. Is there anything you'd like me to roll for that, Kevin?
Make an attack roll to use your ogre first mate as a bludgeoning weapon.
Good thing I'm a ranger. Let me see, let me take some crazy shit. Let me see for a second, okay? Can I cast Hunter's Mark on the dragon as a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We're hunter's marking, first of all. Where are you? There we go. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 force damage on the target. You also have advantage on your wisdom. Your concentration lasts up to an hour. Okay. And then an attack?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I do think. Alright, you see me fire with one hand, push the ogre, the other, my pistol. That roll? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's that, Kev?
Perfect. You pick out a larger blue dragon. Again, one you've met, one you've interacted with before. And you use Gil, your ogre first mate, strapped in metal plating.
We've done this before.
Oh, yeah.
Like the crew, like there's spikes and stuff on it. He's like a flail.
Yep.
Like the crew's stoked.
Like a morning star or a wrecking ball. To just drive into this dragon. You hear just that thudding impact of first your firearm slamming into the creature. You see it rock a little bit, a hole tears through its wing, followed immediately by the impact of 1,000 pounds of ogre. And for a second, you see them like just hang in midair for a second. And then you hear Gil roar, and he punches this dragon in the face, knocking him free of the spikes he impaled himself on. And you see that dragon plummet to the ground below.
Yeah.
You lean
Like,
over,
that's where we're
you
headed.
see the impact as a number of undead are crushed beneath this falling dragon.
That's where we're landing.
Oh, sweet. Double helpful.
Yeah, that's where we're landing. Hold on, guys. Blast our way through.
Who's up next?
That would be me. More Ray of Frost incoming.
Make some attacks. You're just firing wildly, trying to hit a dragon. The ship is getting rocked as more dragons seem intent on slowing this thing down, trying to stop what's happening, throwing off your aim as they slam into it, sometimes with their bodies, sometimes with their weapons. What is Mahara up to?
You think she could get up onto like this part of the ship and just kind of stand up here?
So Mahara is begging to fall. Check.
Absolutely. And he's gonna cast Memento Mori. He just looks absolutely fucking disgusting. Like out of the sides of like his what the fuck you call them, stitches. It creates an illusion like they've opened up and there's like gross stuff crawling out of it, and he's all looking terrifying to some of the dragons to try and stun them.
If it looks like he's using blood magic, they might suddenly think he's a friend.
Maybe. It's all just necromancy.
Mhm.
Are you Frankenstein?
Maybe.
He didn't like undead. I mean, yar, har, har, har.
You cast your spell.
Unfinished business and made a deal. Sorry, go for it.
You start casting your spell, and immediately You see one dragon just kind of look at you and shrug off the effect. You keep casting it and keep casting it. You see a couple of them like look at you and just kind of like that look of revulsion come over their face. They move to get out of your way. You see one of them just like stop almost in midair, hovering, as it's immediately hit from behind and below by your companion dragons. You see them, 3 of them kind of tumble down for a second. The dragon you stunned continuing to plummet, the other 2 breaking away, trying to find new targets.
Distract them long enough to get hit, at least, from the cannons and all that.
Mhm.
Or even from the orc.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, we do now have an orc hanging who can do melee.
No.
Yeah.
Ogre.
He's chill.
Ogre.
Ogre,
Yes, that's
yeah,
correct.
Okay,
ogre.
right, sorry.
Yeah, Gil's an ogre.
I fucking love it.
His
even more.
hat is also
But
very
still.
large. Somehow his hat is still on his head.
I love this.
Magic.
It'd be
Mm-hmm.
devastating if he lost it.
No, it's because his head's too big. It's stuck there.
Mm-hmm. All right, and Mahale, what are you doing for your turn?
Got a question. This
Yeah.
dragon, this like brownie dragon, it's on the bow. Is it on the ship or above the ship?
It is just above, but looking like it's trying to land.
Oh, all right. Well, how high up? It's like trying to land, like it's
Mhm.
like gripping, kind of, sort of. Okay, so
It's-
gripping on the side. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gripping. All right, so we're gonna use that beautiful 60 feet of movement. Hello. Actually, he should. It's fine. It's fine. So we're gonna move that, and then for our first action of the day, really didn't want to do this because there's a red over there, but we gotta do it sometimes. So, my hail is going to do not that, not that. I'm gonna do the other one. All right, so I'm gonna spend a focus point, and I'm gonna do an augmented breath weapon and fire. It's gonna be pointing the opposite way, so towards that blue dragon. So
Okay.
it's a 60-foot cone that way. A fire breath. So it should hit that. The 60-foot cone will hit that green, the white, and the blue, all the way over there. It has to pass a DC. Oh yeah, they would have to pass a dex of 19 to save it. If they don't pass, they get full damage. If they do pass, they get half damage. It'd be the other way. Or we could do it that way, however you want to go, Reckless. That way or the other way. I was thinking the other way, but it's up to you.
However we hit more.
Yeah, however we hit, it's up to you.
I mean, you'll be able
it's
to
just
get
a 60-foot cone.
Yeah, you'll be able to get a bunch either way.
Oh. Okay, yeah, so we'll just go that way, since I was thinking that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they either take 9 or... What is it, 4 damage? 5 damage? Each? 4 damage, yes. If they don't pass that. So I'll see if they pass that first, and then I'll do my second action. No, you didn't pass. You didn't pass. You still didn't pass. You didn't pass either. Alright, you didn't pass either! They're just gonna take that 9 damage.
You see one dragon kind of like roll out of the way of this cone as the rest of them that were around him just take the full brunt of it.
Yes. And then for my bonus action, oh wait, let me mark these off real quick so I don't forget the focus points. It's all the way down there. For the bonus action, we are going to do. I'm going to spend another. How far is this person from me? It should only be like 5 feet. A little creepy dragon.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. I'm going to spend another focus point, and we'll do Flurry of Blows heightened. So that should be 3 hits instead of 2 hits on that one. So, wait, no, sorry, don't use that. That's hit dice. Sorry, give me 1 second. No, he has to hit it first. Sorry, myself. Okay, hold on. There's 1 roll. If my rolls will roll. That's the first roll. This is the second roll. And then after D&D Beyond lets me get my second roll, I'll do the third roll to see if it hits. That's the second roll, and then this is the third roll. Oh, that's an out one. That's not really gonna do much. I don't know. I also don't know what.
Do you want
Their
to
hit is.
keep that roll?
Oh, that one.
I believe you have some inspiration.
I do have a little bit of inspiration I could use. I'm gonna re-roll that last one. Yeah. Let's see how we do. I think I have something special for that anyway, but it's okay. I'll just use my inspo for that. Alright. So 22 is 17 and a 19. Do any of those hit?
22 will hit.
Okay.
19 will hit.
Alright, so I'll roll another damage. So 9 and then... Ooh. Give me that. Oh, that's beautiful. 9 and then 18, so 27 damage total.
Nice.
For that hitty dragon.
You
right
see
there.
the dragon, like, rear legs landing on the prow, kind of bringing its wings and forelegs up, roaring. As you just, like, stomp on its foot. And then just incredibly fast with your other leg, you lash out at the other leg as it hops back in the air. It is no longer on the prow.
Nice! And that will end my turn right there.
All right. You're watching around as you see dragons again coming to attack. You're not entirely sure how the helmsman is, like, getting this ship to maneuver as deftly as it is. But you see it, like, quickly break a little bit, hang in air as a dragon passes. A gust of dragon breath shoots out in front, just missing. You see it, like, slew around a little bit, missing as a dragon tries to scrape its claws across. You see another dragon, like, just barreling, trying to land as hard as it can on the deck. And the ship rolls. Dragon completely missing it, slamming into 3 or 4 of its companions, knocking them out of the sky. But as that ship rights itself again, you see a red dragon swooping in, unleashing a gout of flame along the length of the ship. You see sails start to catch flame. The deck begin to scorch. You see several of the crew members take injuries. What do you folks all want to do?
I hate to say it, but if the ship is getting too damaged, we gotta land and do it by foot. We have to have a way out.
Mm-hmm.
For us and the entire crew.
Are we bailing and letting them go?
I'm gonna leave that decision to Captain.
I think we should dive to where that one dragon fell.
Left us a nice open hole.
I think so. Smack down there. Because the dragons can't get that close to the tower anyway, right, Kevin?
Correct.
So yeah, left us a nice open hole. A crew can fight off zombies for a little while, and it's going to take them a little while to climb up the ship. And while they're doing that, they can put out some of the fires.
Good.
If any of you guys can, just hold on and dive.
You see them start to reel Gil back in. Two of the tieflings signaling alarm bells. You see an elven archer begin to kind of rally people around him, pushing people off to complete other tasks to make the ship ready to go in for a dive. You see the wings fold into the side, and you begin to pick up speed as you plummet down, almost going straight down at one point. You feel the wind screaming past you. You see several dragons break formation, chasing after you. You can hear the helmsman shout, "Captain, I don't know if we'll be able to stop."
Anyone
If you
got a
lot are
couple
able to
things
jump,
for
we may
that?
be able to get back to the sky. We can try to draw some of these lizards off. You look around, and your ship has taken a fair amount of damage. You know they would stand the fight as long as they could.
Mm-hmm.
To the last man, if that's what you asked.
Drop us off. You said you can teleport us there, right?
Yep, I could take us straight to that balcony. And it's instantaneous, so as long as we're just
Yeah.
all together and touching, then
Yeah.
just
Is
verbal
Gil
commands.
is Gil back on the ship?
Yeah.
I tell him to yell out, "Hey, we're coming in. Let us teleport in as loud as he can and tell everyone to cover their ears." And then and then with my hook, I'll like point at teleporting. Not used to
You
seeing such big guys who can teleport. That's pretty cool.
Trey has no
Alright.
problem immediately falling in.
Trick or the trade.
You're like Jason
Hand her on the
Voorhees.
arm, going, "Okay, everybody, link in."
hmm
you see this 11.5-foot tall ogre take a massive breath, and like a peal of thunder in your ears,
Mm-hmm.
"Open the door, we're coming in."
10 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
You begin casting your spell. It takes a moment, and you see that barrier still up. You know this is going to stop you from being able to teleport in. You're casting and you're casting. Make an Arcana check.
Well, I'm good at that one as this character.
Yay!
Yeah, plus 11. Please don't fuck me. Do I use an inspiration point on that?
I was going to say,
15's pretty good.
do you want to keep that roll? I'm told I'm
Really?
required to.
I have a
I'm
plus 11 for fuck's sakes.
gonna say, I'm told I'm required to ask.
I mean, it's fair. It's fair. I am going to use one. I don't have my Kage sheet open, but I'll take one off. Okay. 19,
Yeah.
slightly better.
You like slow down as many of the syllables for this spell as you can and still actually get the magic to take root. And you see that barrier drop just as you rush to finish the last word. Magical
Yup.
energy swirls all around you. You all feel like you're being torn to bits. Swirling and swirling. And then suddenly you are standing on that balcony. You see, almost to a man, the pirates on that ship turn and salute. And then just as quickly, back to their jobs, back into the fight, you see that ship again, almost impossibly agile, whirl around, cannons firing. You see a massive lever pulled by Gil as a third deck of cannons on either side swings open.
That means
Guns,
it's the USS Pennsylvania.
guns blazing, giving it everything it possibly can. You see it begin to lead a group of these dragons away from the fight. You see it's still taking damage. You see the dragons begin to overtake it. With a roar, you see Gil point the ship's wheel out towards the open sea. Cannons continue to fire. Less and less frequently. And you eventually do see it start to arc down, not slowing, towards the open ocean. Just before you lose sight of it, you see what look to be 4 massive tentacles reaching up, grabbing a hold of the ship, and gently pulling it down beneath the waves. You are standing on the doorstep of the Wizard's Tower. You can see swarms of undead throwing themselves at the barrier that sprung back into place. A few have made it through.
Pop. Pop.
Gonna say, well, we'll just tidy those up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything special you want to do?
We're in front of the castle,
Yep, you are
or is this?
up, kind of on the doorstep of the tower.
Okay.
Before I go pop, pop, pop at him,
Mm-hmm.
I look over and see what Tyler. What's your guy doing at the zombies? I remember you had a speciality of them. I tried to listen to my guests. I might let you, take care of them. If I don't want to take anything from you.
There looks to be enough where you could all get a taste.
I mean, a warm up is always nice. Just saying, you need to stretch your muscles before you do things.
Mahad is standing back for a second, letting you guys have a look at the situation, step in if you want to, but he is holding his scythe in one hand as he's just staring at the horde of undead ahead.
Kev, I'm gonna sit down. I'm an old man. Let me go. This guy, he can have mine. I'm full for now. Thank you, Kevin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tareya grabs the sword, does a few of the warm-ups, shrugs her shoulders, getting the armor back in place. Let's do this.
I unscrew my peg leg, pour out a drink. All right, go ahead, young people.
Big grin.
How long were we
I think
sitting on this this doorstep? Like a few seconds?
Yeah, like you've just landed.
Alright. Oh.
I have to use that to do it.
Trey's just going in sword swinging.
I'm ready just to throw hands, but I mean, I always want to throw hands, so. Oh, speaking
Yeah,
of
now is
question,
the time to throw hands. Let's go. Mhm.
Yeah,
Question before
you've
I
all
throw
basically
hands.
got like an attack round that you can do. There are enough targets. Where,
Okay. We could just throw the hands. I do have a
Mhm.
question though, real quick, because this
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. I have perilous aim, so it says once on your turn, if you fail, like you don't make an attack roll, you can still hit. So what's that mean? So like if you don't, even if you're, that's what it says. I'm just trying to understand how that works. 'Cause it says, hold on, where is that?
Oh, it's a declared ability.
Yeah, it's one of
You
my
can say,
feats.
I'm gonna ignore that roll and I'm gonna hit him.
Oh, okay. So even if you miss the attack roll, you can still hit it.
Yep.
Once per turn. Oh, okay.
No, that
That's what it says. Once per turn, when you
Ooh.
miss the attack roll, you can hit it instead.
Kevin,
Yeah.
are there any trees or anything on the other side of the bubble?
Yeah. There's like some small woods, few stands of trees.
Cool.
Are the zombies in them?
It looks like there's some that have like in the process of things having piled up. Some that have like gotten up into the trees themselves and are just kind of stuck. And you see several that are just kind of milling
Sure.
around, like on the ground.
I'm gonna like let Tyler have my zombies on this side of the thing. I do have Wrath of Nature that I want to at the start of each of your turns, each of your enemies within 10 feet of any tree in the cube, 120-foot cube, 60 feet tall, must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 4d6 slashing damage from the whipping branches to just, let the shield hold up some more. If I can do anything on the other side to help.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, I'm sitting down when I'm casting my spell and like pointing and laughing, like, let the tree hit the zombie. Stupid plants
Like-
versus zombies.
Like the Whomping Willow, you see tree
Yeah.
limbs just kind of shudder and come to life, just batting these creatures around. Several go flying feet through the air.
Yeah, and like you hear the captain behind you giggling delightfully, like when Ron Swanson giggles. Like it's like it's like not quite what you'd expect.
I love that.
Fantastic.
All right. So I guess we can start hitting. How about
I'm going to let these guys do some hits, and then Mahara steps up.
yeah? I'll throw some. It's just a single hit, or how do you want me to do this? Right?
You get an attack round, so
Oh,
whatever
whole
round.
attack round?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Trey is fine.
So we'll just do a nice little unarmed fight with my fighting style. And I can do this twice, because that's the whole thing. Let's see if these hit. Where's the second one? Roll it! Oh, I don't know if that's gonna hit at all. That's okay. For that second roll, I'm gonna use my peerless aim. So it's automatically gonna hit. I don't know if the first one hit though.
Yeah.
They hit?
Yes. Absolutely. Like, these are just
That's
the
the first one.
lowest level.
Oh yeah, then they're good. That's my first damage. This is my second damage. Which is funny at the song I'm listening to, because this works with it. Left, right, and left. And then I think I'm just gonna do a bonus action of an additional hit, just to see if it hits. Why not? What is that? Oh, that should hit. Yeah, that should definitely hit. I think that'll hit too. Yeah. And I'm gonna hit him again. Boom. There we go. Yep. There's some damage right there. That's all damage.
You make your attacks connecting on each blow, just wiping these creatures out. You kick one in the chest and it flies back into 3 or 4 others, knocking them down.
Awesome.
What is Terea doing?
Treya's swing is already in the chat. It's up top.
Ah.
Before now.
Oh, yeah. Your sword lashes out and you take the heads off of like 4 zombies in one swing. What
Treya's
is
plenty happy with that.
What is Mahara up to?
He takes a few steps forward, and as he goes to step like outside of the barrier to go like pretty much walk into the undead, he uses the Blessing of Mortaris. I just renamed it to that. Where he teleports out 30 feet, pretty much into like the middle of some of them, landing on one of the heads, twirling the scythe around his head, and then just pretty much doing like a little twirl on the top of this one zombie's head, breaking its neck, and just says, "Be laid to rest," and spins in a circle. And I'm gonna use my laid to rest, part of my Grave Warden weapon, where each undead that can see and hear me within 30 feet, they must make a saving throw. My DC is 20. And if they're CR4 or lower, they just get turned to dust.
Whirl your scythe around, and you see just this group of undead all turn towards you, feeling that call. And as you spin around once, twice, a cloud of dust kicks up and just kind of ripples out through all of these creatures in a 30-foot radius. And they're gone. You see them turn to ash.
As the dust is kind of like swept up in the air with everything that's going on, Murder just like walks back, passes through the field again before more undead start to come forward to grab at him. Scythe over his shoulder. Good woman.
Alright, let's get inside.
Go inside.
You open the door.
Knock.
I made my legendary my weapon.
Sames.
Yeah, it's fun to make them.
They did a lot of really great legendary weapons. They really did.
Kevin, I made my one. And I love it.
Mm-hmm.
He came up with the coolest fucking name, too. I love the name Grave Warden for a weapon. That's so sick. We are inside.
Yeah, does the door just unlock?
Hello.
You
Well, at
place
this
your
point, he's
hand on the
expecting us.
door, and almost of its own accord swings open. You step in. Door swings shut behind you. And all of you can almost immediately feel the tremendous well of magical energy that is just humming through this tower. You see a set of stairs leading up. It's hard to tell how high. You see lights shudder and flicker, almost in tune with the shield that was outside. Almost like it's being bombarded.
Tarea immediately looks for stairs.
You do see a set of stairs leading up, spiraling
And up
along
we
the
go.
outside of the wall.
Hmm.
You're walking for what feels like a few minutes. It's hard to tell
Like-
how much progress you're actually making.
Callum, come on. You're here to be helpy, not hurty.
Mm-hmm.
Please, Archmage.
At a couple of different points, you see a large, oversized suit of armor standing at a landing. Hands resting on the pommel of a enormous greatsword.
Nice security. Glad he knew we were coming. I would not want to fight that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I gotta do, but I'm not gonna.
These are
Yeah, he might.
these would be creatures you've encountered before. Shield guardians, automatons.
Automata.
Some of them can be very powerful.
This one looked like it wants to mess with us. Only one way to find out.
Walks right by it. She gets
Does
hit,
that
she
work?
gets hit.
Mm-hmm.
She's hoping she doesn't get hit because, again, we sent notice.
We did.
Did you hear Gil?
Not only did he hear Gil, he opened
let
the
us in.
door.
Yeah, but maybe this
Yeah.
automaton's a grumpy one.
It holds a
Gil's
hand
very
out.
powerful archmage.
You see it hold a hand out towards you, and then tilt its head like it's getting a message as it steps to the side and lets you pass. You continue going. The same thing happens again a few flights later.
Bunch of them.
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, you never want to rely on one level of protection.
Mm-hmm.
You continue traveling up and up and up. Reaching another landing. You see in front of you 3 glass vials. One completely full, one half full, one empty.
He left us drinks.
I guess that this is a riddle.
See, I always think the glass is half full.
Is there anything else?
Nope. The vial on the left is the full one. The one in the center is empty. The one on the right is half full.
Try making them all even.
Yeah. Pour, pour, pour.
Does it pour?
Mm.
Yeah, what's the liquid smell like?
Which vial are you grabbing?
The full one?
You pick it up and it smells very acidic.
Set it back down before I pour anything. Pick up the half full one, smell it.
It smells very alkaline.
Callum.
Together. Yes.
Probably
I didn't do so good in science.
a base neutralizes an acid.
I want to pour out half of the base into the empty one and then all of the acid into the empty one.
As much of the acid as will fit.
I was going to say that would cause it to overflow.
Oh, yes. Half. Well, it's half and half, right? Well, there's one that's full and one that's half, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Half of the full one and all of the half one should equal one full one, right?
Yep.
That's what I want to do.
Make a dexterity check.
Okay.
You pick up the base bottle. You're able to pour it in quite easily.
We gotta do the other one.
Mm-hmm. You place the acidic vial just on the lip of the one you just poured it into, the base into. Just start slowly pouring it in. Try not to spill anything. You see acid start to dribble down. You hear a small fizzing sound. And you're able to mix the two together easily enough. You set the vials back down. You hear a click and a whirring as the entire pedestal they're sitting on begin to rotate and collapse into the floor. The door on the other end opens up, letting you continue on.
See, this is why I'm a chick to the seas. Can't take being cooped up in here. Stairs and riddles and stuff. Give me the open seas, the waves, the bird sky. Bless you.
You continue making your way up the stairs. And that magical energy getting stronger and stronger the farther up you go. You start to see almost like a wellspring of energy leading up from the floor towards the top of the tower. You didn't notice it at first when you were climbing, but it seems like the farther you get up, the more intense that energy becomes, and it's harder to hide. You see the swirling purplish hue of pure magical energy being drawn towards the top. Mahara, make an Arcana check.
I can do that. I nearly opened the Kaga's sheet because now it's open. I'd love to roll above a 10 someday.
One day.
One day.
You've seen this type of pure magical energy before? But as ley lines.
What are ley lines, sorry?
Basically, they are like an underground river of magical energy.
Okay.
Incredibly powerful, incredibly difficult to tap into. But they are kind of what knits magic in the world together. Stronger in some areas, weaker than others. And it seems like Callum has been able to tap into and harness some of that ley line energy. As a weapon.
I wonder if this thing is powerful.
There's a number of different possibilities that your mind goes to as to how you could weaponize that type of energy. Some of them would be catastrophic. And the farther up you go, that energy begins to pulse stronger and stronger. You eventually make your way up to what has to be the door to the sanctum that you had seen Callum in before. The door stands closed before you.
Please knock on it first.
You knock. You hear a voice from within call, "About time you got here."
Bring it open.
Door swings open. You'd see in the center of this room just a pure coalesced essence of magical energy. You take a moment to study, and you can see where it's being drawn up from those ley lines from the floor and almost forced into narrower and narrower space as it goes up, almost distilling it. You see it swirling into this incredibly condensed ball of pure magical energy.
I have no idea how you've done this, but it is impressive. You could nuke most of the continent. I hope it doesn't have an on and off switch.
I did not catch what you said, sorry.
Sorry, mumbling. I don't know how you've done this, but I hope that this has an on and off switch.
Well, when you're sufficiently motivated, you'll be surprised at what you can accomplish. As for an on and off switch, well... And he kind of glances over towards Captain Edwin's firearms at his side. More of a trigger. It's a
How long?
single shot sort of thing.
How much time does it need to build up to be distilled like this?
You see him kind of rub at his eyes. 4 years, 3 months, 12 days, 16 hours, 32 minutes.
What's it do?
Destroys.
How do
How
we?
precisely?
I don't know. It
It's
should.
going to be problematic, Callum.
It should be able to focus through these rings, through these lenses, into a beam about 10 feet wide. Assuming I've done the calculations correctly.
Callum,
How
you are one of the greatest archmages.
far that energy will continue on, though, I don't know. Haven't had much of a chance to test it.
I think we would have noticed had you tested it, Callum.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I think you've drawn enough attention as is. So what do you need us to do?
I need help aiming it.
All right. Tell us how.
And begins to point around at various stations in his laboratory. I need you to pull those lenses in alignment. Roughly these angles. I'm not able to do it all myself. You see, I'm not able to do it all myself. I have another role.
You're the containment. You're what's
So-
keeping it here and what will let it go.
Something like that, yes.
What are we
Treya
pointing
goes up
this?
Treya hands Callum a piece of chalk and says, draw on the floor what angle you need these mirrors at so we get it right.
Oh, it should be engraved on the sides. As far as where we're aiming it, you see him like, without even looking, just wave a hand, and like a sand table pops up out of the floor, and immediately you see features, landscape features resolve. You see the Zagash Mountains. You see the tower, and you see a capital city.
Their capital city.
Yep. You see it narrowed down to the palace. That's that's where they are. You feel the tower shudder for a second. You hear massive explosions coming from outside. The dragons seem to be able to have gotten closer. They're launching breath weapons at the shield, and you see that shield shrinking back closer and closer to the tower.
Treya goes up to Callum. Does the shoulder clasp because, full plate, not huggy. As long as you're sure and as long as you're ready.
Oh, I've been ready for quite some time.
I understand.
Need to make sure I had the energy. And you see on that sand table, almost as if it's a scrying apparatus, you see a portal beginning to swirl open. And you all feel the world shudder. And a massive clawed leg begin to reach out of that portal.
If Treya had to hazard a guess, does it look like Callum has exhaustion?
It's possible.
As Treya claps him on the shoulder again, she will cast Greater Restoration on him. She knows what's about to happen. She wants to give him the best chance of it being successful for the price.
You see him kind of shiver as your magic takes hold. And as you'd noticed talking to him, there was just this almost manic glint in his eye. And you see that kind of fade a bit. Yes, best to go in clear-headed. Thank you.
Rest well.
No.
And she picks a station.
I'll need each of you to throw the lever at your station at the exact same time.
All right.
I don't know what's going to happen here. As long as things are fine, you should be fine. None of the magical energy should backblast. Should all be going out.
It's a risk we have to take,
Mm-hmm.
as long as it works.
Again, you feel that tremor run through the world as you see a second clawed leg begin to pull itself out of a portal that is the size of the palace. You all take your stations. You see
Can
Callum
I
take his
see if
place
any...
at the center of the room. Go ahead.
Is keeping up the barrier draining any of Kalen's magic?
It
Or
doesn't
is that
look
separate?
it doesn't look like it seems like this is part of the tower.
Cool.
Just
Sick.
bleeding off reserve energy.
Okay. That's alright.
Callum takes his place. That massive ball of pure magical energy directly underneath his feet. You see him begin taking off magical items. A ring, a necklace. Sets his staff to the side. Tilly is standing very plainly dressed. The only piece of jewelry left, his wedding ring. Another intense, shuddering tremor. And you see one, then a second, and a third, and a fourth, and a fifth head begin to pull itself out of that portal. You hear Callum say, "Do it. Do it now."
Turia counts down 3, 2, 1, go.
You all throw your levers, and this brilliant column of purple magical energy swirls up through Callum into those focusing lenses. And in a blinding flash of energy, you see it drive out into the distance, ripping through mountains, ripping through dragons flying through the air, vaporizing most of the mountain range, striking at the heart of that portal. And in a blinding flash of energy, even from this distance, you hear a five-throated roar of rage and frustration. You can see those clawed legs pull back, those heads begin to slide back through that portal as that magical energy keeps driving this creature, this ancient dragon goddess, back to the prison she was chained in. The world begins to rumble. You feel the tower start to shake, sway in the wind. You see this massive blast of energy that you just sent out waver and disappear. And for a moment, there is absolute silence. And then the magical backblast hits. You see dirt and wind and dust and trees and cities swirled away. You see that magical energy begin to backfill on the path it had taken. And you see it come rushing back towards you, trying to find its way back to its ley lines, trying to find its way back to where it's supposed to be, taking the most direct path there. You don't know whether it was miscalculation on his part, not thinking past what he intended to do, whether it was his grief or was it was intentional. You don't know. But you don't think Callum intended this to happen. And you see this magical energy rushing back at you. Safety measures have gone. And in a blinding flash of purple energy, the horde of undead are vaporized. The dragons in the air, gone. You feel the earth shudder below the tower. Some of it falls away, sea rushing in to fill around. Is there anything you would like to do before this magical energy hits?
Can we all get to the person who can teleport us?
If you move very quickly, you may have time.
I feel like we should do that.
How far away is he from us?
So you're all
Uh,
within like 30,
Tyler?
40 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can teleport to him.
I can start
Um,
moving towards. What's up?
How quickly does your spell go off?
It's immediate. It's like
Perfect.
instantaneous.
Going.
Yep. Otherwise, I have backup option, but I can only take one other person. But
The other
teleport is
backup
instantaneous.
option
So
is Terea has gate.
Okay.
Which is. But if we can all get to you and go, let's go.
yeah, I have
Everybody fall in.
I have an 8th level spell slot, so I can use that.
We're all
I
converging in
almost
the
took
middle of the
lower
room, just going,
levels.
grab!
I almost took higher levels in fighter and lower levels in wizard, so I may have not have had an 8th level, but I do. Wouldn't have that been a thing?
Nice.
We'd be gating out, but we wouldn't have gotten here. Well, depends. Things
Yeah.
stuff.
We'll rush forward to just like meet everyone. I'm not. Mahara is not going to move towards Kalen. If Kalen chooses to move towards us, he will take him with.
There
He
is
has a
nothing
feeling
there.
that he's not going to. Yep.
Kalen's no longer there.
Yeah.
It seemed he
Where
was
did he
the
put his
final.
ring?
He was the final component in that spell.
Yeah.
His wedding ring was on him, and that's the only thing he went with. It is why Treya said, rest well.
We'll let him do his thing and just gather up everybody. And just teleport. Probably where they started before they were picked up. That is at least a ways away and hopefully not in range.
So
In the field?
Yep.
Oh.
you all gather together, and you can feel just the sheer amount of energy from that spell. There's some residual. Some of that feedback is looping back on itself and building and building. You don't know if your spell is going to work. You don't have many other options. You cast your spell, and again, that blinding energy swirls around. You finish your spell just as that first back blast is coming to the tower. And it just jostles your elbow enough. You complete your spell. You feel the teleport take hold and stop. You try to look around and everything seems frozen in time. The outside world moves on. The land eventually recovers from the massive cataclysmic event. No one settles the Zagarsh Mountains anymore. Weird things happen. Some people report seeing strange flashes of light coming from a tower off in the sea. Nothing but dust and rubble remains of a once primary city. and with odd regularity every 100 years or so. There's a flicker of light and energy in that tower. And the four of you move. Just a fraction. And then it ends. Another 100 years, just a flicker. You move, and then are frozen again. To you, it feels like no time has passed. You just feel like you're moving very slowly. And maybe someday, someone can come break you free.
Did you just freeze us? We're frozen. I am Walt Disney without being anti-Semitic.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
You all are time locked.
Reckless. You just put me in a hole.
Yarr.
And you locked me in time. I have children that are gonna be really upset about this. I got some kids. I got kids. I mean, they're not like I didn't give birth to them, but I mean, I did. But anyway.
What about the monkey?
Yeah, what about my monkey?
Who about the
Down
crew?
with the ship.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, there is a sea monster, Kraken, hamper. Maybe the Kraken was like, I keep you safe, like Jonah and the whale. But Kraken and ship.
Yeah.
You know?
The ogre.
Yeah,
Maybe-
I'm sure
maybe-
Kage's buddy doesn't absolutely know where that shipwreck is.
I mean,
who said it wrecked?
Oh, you did say it took it down gently, so it may not have.
Yeah.
There may be a whole army of monkeys waiting for ships.
A whole army of monkeys? That's
You gotta think.
terrifying.
Maybe the monkey and the parrot had a thing. I don't know.
As the
Monkeys will
They
wait.
have
centuries
a weird relationship.
and as the centuries pass, there are strange tales of a ship sailing on its own. The Scrimshaw Palace.
Oh snap!
You,
It's a ship. It's our ship.
you
It's our
clever
ship.
fuck!
It's our ship. Our ship is still alive. That means the monkey's still alive.
That's so good. Sorry, you're not finished.
Only a handful of people know what the Scrimshaw Palace is exactly. The efforts of Captain Edwin to streamline operations on his ship helped imbue it with a limited sentience. Some things could be automated. Sails could kind of furl themselves. The ship could steer itself for short periods of time. But what if that ship continued to grow? Perhaps caught in some huge magical backwash. Absorb some of that energy. until it gained control over itself. A ship that once flew the skies freely, and now takes a very dim view towards those that would keep others in chains. It may be a pirate at heart. It's not afraid to get involved in illegal things. But freedom, that's sacred.
Arr.
So fucking cool.
I love
Kevin, that
you.
was fucking fantastic. So good.
We got a whole sentient ship, y'all.
Oh, we got a whole lot.
Ship. I mean,
Our other
no,
party now has a whole
uh,
lot of shit to go and do.
Mhm.
oh, oh wait. Oh, do
Yeah,
people?
we're creating the lore.
Oh
Yes.
god.
Right?
Oh Lord. I don't want them to know that I'm frozen. You know what'll happen? Oh Jesus. Oh god.
That's just it. This story has been clearly lost, or we would all know it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's looked at
Oh.
as, again, a children's tale.
Yeah, fairy tale.
Where'd all the dragons go? Space laser. No, yes, no. Believe it or not, I know this sounds fucking great. Space laser.
Magic space lasers.
Yeah,
Magic space lasers.
that's just a
The-
conspiracy
Jesus.
theory, though.
The sheer draw of magical energy that then reverberated back into that ley line running underneath those mountains.
Well,
God.
guess we'll be visiting some mountains of the tower one
Kind of
day.
completed the circuit.
Oh! Oh snap! Well then. Oh.
I love your world building. This was fucking fantastic.
That's crazy. I'm just like, and then they're
Yeah.
gonna unfreeze. Oh, that's gonna be an interesting conversation.
Mhm.
That'll be very. At least I know where Ganymede got the creepy trance thing from now. Hey,
Hey.
astral trance. We don't sleep. We just consciously meditate and look like we're gonna murder you at the same time.
Hey. God, we're
Yeah.
gonna meet ourselves. Are we gonna have to roleplay ourselves with ourselves?
Us, Jesus.
I mean, maybe.
That'll be a conversation.
Oh,
Oh,
we're gonna be playing 4 characters, babes.
oh God. And then Rosin. How do you think Rosin was born? Like, you left your kids. Like, my elf would get slapped by Rosin. I can totally just imagine Tiny Changeling just jumping up to slap him. Just you left your kid. Like, meeting Hella. Like, I left my children with the dwarf. Kind of. Because,
Mhm.
yeah, oh God.
You got a
Yeah,
hell
This
on a
is
child
gonna
support
have
to
some
play.
big problems when this goes down.
Yeah, this 3 kids with a lot of unanswered questions and possible crashing out. That would be fun to fight my own kids, actually. Let's see if they learned anything in the 1,000 years that I've been going.
What's the
I'm
life
Yeah, it's been
excited about the
expectancy of
ship,
an
but-
ogre?
Yes.
I mean, I'm excited about the ship.
I
And
mean,
monkeys.
there's not a special song or anything.
No. Oh, there'll be.
I mean,
Oh, that's a different ship.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
totally a different ship.
Oh no, it
Shit.
is.
Definitely.
Cool Lord.
Press X to doubt.
Ah!
I
oh
mean,
no, he'll do this to me on purpose.
I mean, if it can happen once,
Oh, go.
But like, how many times is that amount of magic gonna be unleashed on the world?
If it's every
Oh, like
100 years,
this.
there's gonna be like 10 ships out there.
say this was like a one-time deal for this specific thing, but over time, who knows
made
what can
babies?
happen?
Oh,
Baby ship,
We
baby
got-
rowboat.
Maybe
We got
it
a mirror in this bitch.
maybe it
Oh.
tried to make a companion, and it didn't
Ugh.
quite work out.
Oh dear.
Oh.
We will find out.
It's my whole thing, but
Maybe there was a servant of the palace who wanted to strike out on their own and was able to learn enough magic and harness enough magic through a variety of means. Maybe destroying magical items, maybe sacrificing lives. Who knows?
that's not very freedom.
I mean, they
It's-
seem
it's
to enjoy
not.
this whole sacrificial thing, you know? But, like, they're not willing sacrifices, so it's like,
It's true.
you know, less kidnapping. There's no consent. You know, I even taught my kids about consent, so,
Yeah.
you know, that's the thing.
It is a little,
I mean, as long as I can push things.
Curiouser and
interesting
curiouser.
that after large magical calamity, certain stories, certain creatures became legend. Perhaps, maybe they couldn't even access some of those other realms or planes of existence. Just through the sheer chaos caused.
Into
But what if that eventually heals? Magic begins to right itself. Old doorways and old portals begin to open.
like ones to the Feywild.
For example,
Huh.
Just one.
yeah.
So good. I give you an inspiration point, Kev, as the DM.
Aw.
It was good. It was good.
So good.
All right, friends, that is going to be us
Can it be 2 weeks?
for this week. When we pick back up, we will get back into the adventures of the Bryn Ardwell gang. You're sitting in the inn. Man closes his book, looks around and says, "Who knows what other tales we'll tell, friends?"
Kage turns to Rue. I don't know, this sounds kind of fake.
Yeah,
We
like,
flying ships,
I think
come
so
on.
too.
They're still in the ocean.
Yeah, I think so too. This is fake.
I mean, okay, like there was no superstars, so like what happened to the superstars? Like there was no
A
superstar.
ship with
like,
wings.
I
Right?
mean, okay, ship with wings, yes, but superstar. Like who's superstar? Like there was no performance. There was no nothing. Like no spotlight, no nothing.
At least
No,
they
no.
stopped for food.
I mean,
Yeah.
they did. They did. That lady's like Nissa. She got all the food.
Feed.
Really
See.
organized. Really shows how much we need to get a portable hole. Like, damn, that should be
Yeah.
our top priority.
We need a hole. We need a hole. And then that one guy, he could do teleportation. Like, imagine if we had teleportation. We could go everywhere. We wouldn't have to walk.
Right?
So,
Cool.
full disclosure, she didn't just have a portable hole. She has a portable hole inside of which there's a chest of preserving,
Fuck you.
which had all fresh meat in it. Kage would really like us to get that.
Yeah, Kage needs
I have a
jerky.
new item request.
Interestingly enough, if I remember correctly, it is not like a super.
It's probably not like a super high level item.
No, it's not.
No.
Wondrous item, common. I
On my
mean,
list.
just
I mean, I'm just saying, you can get it.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
yeah, that was
Big
the
hole.
chest she pulled out that you leaned against.
You're just saying Goku's a Saiyan.
All right.
We'll let you wrap up the stream, Kev.
All right, you wonderful humans, you enchanting fey creatures, and you unknowable eldritch terrors. Thank you all for hanging out. We should be back in 2 weeks with more shenanigans. And yeah, I kind of like the birth D&D lore building thing, because I got some ideas. Maybe you'll get to see how the Iron Accords were formed.
Ooh,
That'd be neat.
Oh snap!
that'll be fun.
I mean, I like being a dwarf. That we can do that in July, right?
I mean, probably.
If it's not at the end of May,
I mean,
because you know,
I'm not going to do
DM's
that for
got-
my own birthday.
Yeah,
Since we were on
Kevin.
the door.
All right, folks. Take care of each other. For the love of God. Or gods. We will see you all in the future. Bye-bye.